Hey gang, so today's a review of the GEEONE EDC Slider Feeling 2. And I gotta say, the most interesting thing about these is the strange name Slider Feeling instead of Feeling Slider, but that is how it is written on all the products. It's Slider-Feeling. This is the Slider Feeling 2 by GEEONE EDC. Very different from the Slider Feeling, actually. Super different design. Let's get under the camera, let's have a look, let's see what makes it slide. It's the GEEONE EDC Slider Feeling 2. Let's go. Okay, so this is a pretty interesting one because this is the Slider Feeling V2. And if you'll remember, I did at one point a video on the Slider Feeling V1 in Steel and Pay. And really, really interesting that this is a V2 of this, but completely different look, like absolutely, totally different design. So I don't even consider them to be in remotely the same family, but they are. This is great. This has such good movement to it and sound. It's awesome. Now this has a ball, like a set of balls on each side. So we can see here, we got the tracks. So let's open up one side and see what makes it tick. Now these are these little star bits. All right, so let's get this open. Now, anytime you're opening something like this, you always need to be really, really careful. Okay. So there are our two balls. Let's get that out. Making sure. So the other balls we have are going to be on this side. So as we can see here, all these are, these don't screw in, right? Like you don't screw the lid down. What you do is you insert the post that prevents this from sliding beyond this fixed point. And so for anybody that's kind of new to these post sliders, basically the post just sits in the track like that, right? And then you can only slide this so far because the post is going to prevent it from sliding off. So it's really just kind of like a pressure lock thing. The trick is lining this up the proper way. So even right now, like this can't come off. The lid cannot come off because it's sitting in the track. It's just that I haven't put the screw in yet for the post. So that's something that is critically important when you're putting these together, is remembering that the minute you undo the one screw and you slide this off, you have to be ready for these balls to come out. So what'll happen is a lot of people will undo the first screw thinking that they have to slide it over for the second screw. And so they slide quickly and then all of a sudden everything fires off. These are these little black, I think black ceramic or probably. And so they get a little trickier to find if you're in a darker desk setting, and nobody wants that. Nobody wants to deal with that. So that's it. That is now, and then obviously we have the identical thing on the other side. It is interesting, though, that these sit at the bottom. I expected them to sit in the middle, but I guess that's also what lets us kind of travel so far with the pinging, because you can see that this post lets us extend all the way out to here. If it were in the middle, then you'd only probably get to here instead of out to here. So that's actually kind of cool. All right, let's get these springs in. Let's get this back together. And we got our, this is always kind of a delicate operation. There we go. So this is the trick too, is that you want to come at it from the side that has sort of the most material so that you can slide all the way in. And then once we get to this part, oh, get over there. There we go. See, this will start to happen. Oh, come on, get out of there. You know, you do it 100 times off camera, it works perfectly. You do it once on camera, and then it's a disaster. Get in there. Now, there is a trick for this kind of stuff. So typically what you have to do is push these down. It gets a little tough because, first of all, it's not a completely flat surface. So let's align the bottom if I can. Now I'm doing that so that the bottom is completely aligned with the side here. So that when I push down on it, I'm pushing down on a flat surface. You can see this wants to keep popping up. So what do we do next? Well, in this case, we're going to use our little Bob Ross tin. And all I want to do is push down flat on these balls. So I'm going to push down flat. And then as I slide my lid over, the balls are in. And so I'm only doing, I like to use something flat and metal and wide so that it pushes the balls down at the same time with the same amount of force. And that's it. So then our balls are in here. And we just put our post back in. And we're done. Now the trick with this, if you'll notice, I did not like screw it down super, super hard, right? Like it's in there, it's on the threads, but it's not like super tight. These things kind of go in, I wouldn't say loose, but they're not like, you don't tighten it up until like you can't push it anymore. Because it's not holding anything together. It's simply sitting in here. So as long as it makes contact with that, it's totally fine. If you keep cranking, you're probably gonna strip the threads. You can always use a little bit of Loctite if it starts to loosen up on you, but that's just how this one works. But as far as a mechanical slider, this feels amazing. This is actually a great feeling. Slider feeling. Yeah, this is a really, really great one. Like if you see this coming up, it's a little thin. That's my only thing. It's it's slightly thin, but it works. It works for it. So I don't know. I think it works. It's actually really good. Okay, gang. Thanks for watching.